Hello, everyone. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating journey through history, exploring some of the lesser known yet incredibly impactful figures found within the pages of the Bible. These are the individuals whose names might not immediately leap to mind, but their actions have changed the course of history in profound ways. Let's dive into the theme for today: the Bible's top 10 most underrated heroes. These are men and women who, despite not being the most famous, have demonstrated immense courage, faith, and obedience. Their stories remind us that greatness often comes in the most unexpected forms. We begin with Shiphrah and Puah, two midwives whose simple act of defiance altered the destiny of a nation. Before the birth of Moses, Pharaoh, fearing a rising Hebrew population, commanded these midwives to kill all newborn Hebrew boys. However, Shiphrah and Puah refused to follow this cruel edict. Instead, they chose to fear God rather than man, risking their own lives in the process. Their bravery ensured the survival of countless children, setting the stage for the leadership of Moses. What a powerful illustration of moral courage. Next, let's talk about Ehud, a fascinating figure found in the book of Judges. Ehud was a left-handed man, and in those times, being left-handed was uncommon, often viewed with suspicion. But Ehud used this to his advantage. When tasked with delivering Israel from Moabite oppression, he crafted a clever plan. Under the guise of bringing tribute, he secretly carried a dagger on his right thigh, where guards were less likely to search. Ehud executed King Eglon with precision and led Israel to freedom. He teaches us the power of using what makes us unique to advance our causes. Now, if you've ever doubted the role of women in pivotal moments, meet Jael. The enemy general Sisera, after a lost battle, sought refuge in her tent. Seizing the moment, Jael ended the war with a tent peg. Her daring act was not just courageous, but decisive, bringing peace to the land. Jael's story illustrates how sometimes a bold and singular action can shift the balance in struggles much larger than ourselves. Moving forward, we find the poignant story of Mephibosheth. He was the son of Jonathan, grandson of King Saul. Crippled in both feet at a young age, Mephibosheth's life could have easily been one of obscurity. Yet King David, honoring his bond with Jonathan, bestowed on Mephibosheth a place at his table in the royal court for life. His story is one of grace, showing how kindness and loyalty can uplift and honor those who might otherwise be forgotten. Turning to the northern kingdom, we encounter the widow of Zarephath. During a severe famine, the prophet Elijah asked this poor, starving widow for her last meal. In a remarkable act of faith, she shared her meager provisions with him. A miracle ensued. Her flour and oil never ran out until the famine was over. This remarkable story of trust and divine provision showcases how faith can sustain us even in the direst of situations. Then there's Onesimus. Once a runaway slave, his path intersected with the Apostle Paul. In the letter to Philemon, we learn that Onesimus not only converted to Christianity, but also returned to his master with Paul's blessing, not as a slave, but as a brother in Christ. This transformation from fugitive to beloved brother paints a vivid picture of forgiveness and the redefining power of grace. And what about Priscilla? A sharp mind and a heart committed to the truth, Priscilla, alongside her husband Aquila, played a crucial role in early Christendom. They encountered Apollos, a fervent preacher, yet incomplete in his understanding. Priscilla, with wisdom and grace, expounded the way of God more accurately to him. This encounter shows how teaching and correcting, when done with love, can amplify one's impact profoundly. Our journey through these stories brings us to Hannah, whose prayer changed an entire nation. In deep sorrow over her childlessness, she poured her heart out to God. Hannah's silent but fervent prayer resulted in the birth of Samuel, a key prophet in Israel who anointed its first two kings. Her story is a testament to the power of prayer and the faithfulness of perseverance. Joseph of Arimathea is next on our list. After Jesus' crucifixion, when many of his followers were in hiding, Joseph boldly requested Jesus' body from Pilate. He gave Jesus a dignified burial in his own tomb. This act of courage and devotion at a time of great fear speaks volumes about standing firm in your convictions, even when it's least convenient. Finally, let's reflect on the anonymous heroes, those whose names aren't given but whose impact is felt deeply. The little boy who gave his meager lunch to Jesus, which was multiplied to feed thousands. the woman who anointed Jesus' feet with costly perfume, demonstrating extravagant love, the servant girl who spoke to a commander about the prophet Elisha, leading to his healing, and the thief on the cross who believed in Jesus even as he faced death. Each act, though seemingly small, had profound repercussions, reminding us that no act of faith is ever too insignificant in the eyes of the divine. In conclusion, as we consider these stories, we're reminded that the legacy of these unsung heroes lies not in loud proclamations, but in their quiet, steadfast faith and courage. Their lives inspire us to see the potential for greatness in our daily actions. They show us that in our own unique contexts, we too can affect change, rippling through time and space. So I leave you with this question, echoing in your minds. Who are the unsung heroes in your own lives? Perhaps they are classmates, friends, or family members, quietly shaping the world around them. Take a moment to recognize and be inspired by these modern-day heroes, just as we have been by those we've discussed today. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, keep finding and celebrating the greatness in the seemingly small.